Hi everybody, right. And I'm doing this 2 days in a row, but just I found a guide. Alright, this is the finale. I found a really good guide, and see doing what I was doing, just going around and showing them fucking everything. I probably would have brute forced it by accident. That's generally what you do. You talk to them about everybody, and then you talk to them about... So basically what I'm here to do is get all of the where's my... We should talk to Felix. Yeah. So, basically I need to go around and basically ask certain people about certain things and then show certain people certain things. So this part, to get his locked thing down here, I need to ask him about Freya. Where? There.
Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
I need to sit up because I'm going to fall asleep otherwise.
Father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
Okay, and... Freya and painted models. So-do-do. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo. Where's the... I've already done the painted models, right?
Ah, you found it. What, I had to rush the... Turned out it's...
Right, so that got me the thing for Flora. And now I need to ask Fifi about her paints.
There's something about
Yeah, here we go.
painting supplies. Something suspicious.
Something
Let's
suspicious.
ask him about it.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
I don't know.
It has the wrong lid on.
You sure about that?
Not entirely.
Come on then, out with it. What
It's not the right color.
You sure about that?
Not entirely.
Come on then, out with it.
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
Right.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Nah, right. What I was going for there is these are all the same brand as this one. No, because they're all broke.
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya's supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Hmm.
Blood was used to fill up this red paint pot before Freya used it to paint Flora. Nope.
Okay.
This red paint pot contained no blood before Freya used it to paint Flora. Almost. Maybe just...
Ah, right. We'll somehow fill by.
This red
That'll be
paint
it.
pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something. Right, fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know. Perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened, seemed a bit insensitive.
Okay. You're Poppy, aren't you? Didn't I already ask her about the ripped photo? I was sure I did.
I don't.
Weird. 'Cause
Well, my room is full. I don't mean. Please stop talking to me. Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
that's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it.
All right, you got your wish.
Spooky murder mansion?
Spooky murder mansion.
No, not what I meant. Well, I was trying to click the thing, but okay. So I need to ask you about stuff I've already asked you about. Guide, you've failed me. I'm supposed to ask you about the secret diary and then ask Poppy about the ripped photo. I've asked them both about both.
A book. My book pages.
Well, shit. That's put a wrench in my plan. I guess I can try asking. Who's Fitz again? Who's Fitz? Fitz is the big lad. Fitz, where are you, big lad? He's the gardener. Okay. So, to ask you about this.
This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes, you never really know what's going to happen.
And what do you do with this shiny and edible fruit?
You look at it.
That's fair. Okay. I've already asked them about the trowel. Now I need to go ask Fifi, Fitz, and Penny about the potted flower and the potted fruit. Okay, so I've asked the pet of them. Okay, so I'm just being as thorough as I can. Being that the guide's already failed me, I don't know how much that's going to help, but
Why
The
not?
search reads downright poetic.
you're rubbish. Okay. Fifi is that one. Fitz is the big guy. And Penny. You're Penny, right? Nope. You're not Penny. You're Penny. No, that didn't help either. Okay, moving on, I guess. Up here.
Every astronomy tower needs a
I
telescope.
want to try.
You can see right into Flora's room.
Not by accident.
I can see Flora, but she's not looking this way. She's looking up. Behind her is the backside of the easel holding Freya's unfinished painting. I can't really see anything behind it. Not from this angle.
It's that little plant Flora keeps on the window ledge.
Don't you think it would fall off? In the wind.
Maybe it's glued down.
I can just about see the gramophone.
It's too dark back there. Is that a window?
I think it is.
Is there another room above Flora's room?
We should check that next time we're over there. I can see the doorway. The door itself is on the floor, knocked off its hinges. You can see right into
Not by accident.
I can see behind her. Can't really see. You can see right
Not by
behind her. Can't really see.
It's too dark back there. I can't really see.
It's the tower opposite this one.
Okay, so left side of the tower does have something. Alright.
Isn't this supposed to be an astronomy telescope? I'm pretty sure you need to see the sky for astronomy to work.
I can't move it. I think this is just how it's set up.
There's something about Pointer's astronomy habits. Something.
He's a
About it.
beepy Tom. Bam.
So, Professor, what interests you about astronomy exactly?
It's not a matter of being interested. Once you expand your mind to the wider universe, it cannot be unexpanded.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been an astronomer?
I really don't like to give exact values unless I'm sure I can quantify them.
Convenient.
Why do you ask me these things?
I have a theory about you, Professor.
Oh? Go on.
You're not really interested in astronomy at all.
What could you possibly mean by that?
I think you're interested in a slightly different field of research.
Bug? Bug. Bug? Bug. Maybe bug?
I don't have time for tiny, insignificant insects. My studies focus only on the inconceivably large and the unimaginably far away.
Right. That's why you like using your telescope so much.
Yes, naturally. My little portal into another world.
Yeah, about that. Pointer's telescope was actually looking at the crime scene and not up at the sky.
I'm not actually using a guide for this bit. The guide's only telling me how to get these bits, by the way. These are brute forced.
Now you're accusing me of, what, spying?
Are you spying?
Why would I need to spy on Flora?
Why? Because you lost your golden beetle specimen, and it's made you paranoid. You think somebody stole it from you.
Might not have been Flora you were spying on. Might have been Freya.
It's a very precious specimen, incredibly rare, valuable in ways you could never understand. Freya was always sneaking around, both towers and in the gardens too. She was definitely up to something.
So, this next question is important. You were looking to Flora's room around the time of the murder. Did you witness the crime, Professor?
No, I didn't. When I looked into the room, Flora was already lying on the floor.
Flora? You mean Freya?
No, Flora. She was lying by the window. I couldn't see Freya at all. It was fairly dark, and the telescope isn't at a very good angle. That's why I decided to head over there myself. I needed to know what was going on.
This changes your statement, doesn't it?
No, everything I told you in my statement was true.
Apart from the reason you left your tower in the first place.
Right.
Let's go over what we know about the crime scene.
Okay, does this change some of the other outcomes then?
We know a little more about the crime scene now. So, what do you think? Was Freya stabbed by her own painting?
The painted Flora was used to hide a real knife, to hide the evidence. No?
All rubbish. Alright, Nah. Paint.
Blood from the paint pot was used to paint the red tip of the painted ink dip feather to resemble a bloody knife.
I think you're right. Can't decide if I'm disappointed or relieved.
I have a question. Why?
Either it's a very strange coincidence, or somebody set it up.
Somebody deliberately put blood in the paint pot and hid that feather after the crime. Why? To distract us?
Possibly.
Well, it worked.
Possibly.
Flora's the only person who could have hidden the feather, unless someone took it from her.
Let's go over what we do know. The door was locked the whole time. It stayed locked until Fitz kicked it down. Normally, it can only be opened from the inside. Pointer said he couldn't see Freya from his telescope, but he did see Flora lying by the window.
So whatever got Freya got Flora too?
Except Flora survived. She didn't get a stab wound like Freya did.
Hold on. If there was no knife, then what did stab Freya?
Now, it could be anything. It might not even be important.
How is it not important?
Right now, I'm less interested in the what, and more interested in the how.
I do think it's something to do with sound.
The angle of Freya's wound suggests she was stabbed at a perfect right angle. That is, from directly in front of her. But she was standing right up by the canvas.
Somehow, Freya ended up lying on her back, still perfectly in line with a painting.
Maybe something went through it.
Through the painting? Wouldn't that leave a hole?
Okay, well, how about this? How do we know Freya was stabbed before she fell over? Maybe her being stabbed and her falling over are completely unrelated.
You're suggesting she was placed? Oh!
It's a statue of a wolf. Standing up straight, like a man.
You know, there's a name for that.
I know.
It's not quite as dusty as everything else up here. Also, it's not a statue. It's stuffed. What's in that little box? I bet it's bones. A skull, at least.
You know, maybe I won't open it. What is that?
Spill a thread?
Not sure. Some kind of reel?
Looks like it might attach to something.
Brass reel with a screw on top. Okay.
Just dusty junk.
It's a jar. The head screws off.
Huh. Just dusty junk. Just dusty junk. Just dusty junk.
Nothing catching my interest.
Sorry, is this spooky attic boring you?
Kinda. Someone painted out the window.
Do you think it was done recently?
No idea. Either way, it's pretty suspicious.
So somebody's painted out the window. So somebody knew that what's his face was a PPP person peeping in. Peepily.
Where's that light coming from?
No, it's just daylight, I think. There's a decent gap between those floorboards. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think?
Yes, it is right above the border. We have no more insights
Nothing
about that.
catching my interest.
Sorry.
Kind of.
Okay, right. Useless. So allegedly, I should have already got the suspicion about her. Because I'm supposed to ask her about... Yes, this is Penny. Had to check. I'm supposed to to get her. Brain. Supposed to ask about birds. Oh, see no birds.
Is that... maybe?
We have no idea.
Their bird cage. Oh, it totally is. Their bird cage. Oh,
I don't know how you get birds. Maybe I need to be asking folk about folk again then. Damn it. Have I asked you about him?
Fitzfellow, age 24, profession cryptobotanist, likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so.
Because he's 12 foot tall and you're like
Just
2.
barely 5.
So, what's your problem with him?
We made the same joke,
Exactly
didn't we?
1 week
My bad.
ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
There's something about the report of Fitz going up Pointer Tower. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
So, Fitz, I have a report report that you were seen sneaking up Pointer Tower. Holding a knife.
That's not right. I don't go into Pointer Tower. I don't own a knife. And I don't sneak. Was it Fifi who told you this?
How did you know that?
A guess. She doesn't like me very much. But yeah, she was mistaken. Maybe she wasn't wearing her eye lens thing.
What do you think, Grimoire?
Fifi did see Fitz, but he was holding something else.
Yeah, the
So,
trouble.
If it wasn't a knife, what was it?
What about this?
Ah, that.
Is it yours?
It was a gift. It's sentimental. I have no reason to take it up Pointer Tower. I don't use it at all.
Okay.
An ornate trowel
Nope.
is used by
Nope,
Fitz
I
to
realized I've done that wrong.
a potted flower in Poppy's room. Almost. Maybe just change.
Ouch, I banged my leg.
An ornate trowel is used by Fitz to look after a potted flower in Penny's room.
That flower.
Yes.
I've never seen it before.
We need a clue to compare to that flower. Something that proves its connection to Fitz.
Let's take a closer look at these.
I don't know.
Pot and soil in Flora's room matches the pot and soil found in Freya's room. Nope.
Oh,
The pot and soil
No?
in Freya's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Almost. Maybe
yes,
just
that's
change-
what I need to change it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to have to
The
brute
pot
force
and
this.
Almost. Maybe just change the pot and almost. Maybe the pot and soil in Penny's room matches the pot and soil found in Fitz's greenhouse. Let me guess. Penny's flower was originally a gift from you, Fitz. There's no way it's a coincidence.
No way what's a coincidence.
The flower. It looks exactly like Penny.
Oh!
Long time to brew.
So it does! Holy shit!
Colors to be exactly right.
That's some gift.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
Particularly interested in looking after plants. So I go into her room every now and again when she's not there. Water the flower, change the soil. Just trying to keep it alive.
That's fucking adorable.
That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers.
Okay. I don't actually. Apparently I can get something about Hawkshaw if I ask him about Hawkshaw. Oh, don't hiccup. Ugh.
She questioned me.
About what?
My work, the plants, bit of everything.
Did she search the greenhouse?
No, she didn't.
You sure?
What is she here for? Because it's no the murder.
And you weren't in there.
No, she hasn't touched it.
How can you tell?
Trust me. I can tell.
Nope, that didn't lead to anything either. Shit, this is supposed to blah 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 blah. Who have I not got? Who have I not got? I need to ask Cockshaw about something then.
Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols?
We're working on it.
That's a no, then. Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No.
No. Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
We already know it's not a knife.
I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside.
Or above.
Of course. It was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking.
Including the certifiably
Belongs to
insane.
you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
Is she here to look for the beetle? Maybe?
What is that?
I'm not sure. It looks like it attaches to something else.
Why don't you go back and double-check the area you found it? Maybe you'll find the rest of the something else.
I'm not so sure about that.
This is a potential murder weapon, is it not?
I don't know. I don't think the murderer would leave the murder weapon just lying around.
I think you'd be surprised as to what people leave lying around. Don't you consider that important evidence, do you?
Hey, got a statement. So what am I supposed to... It's... I don't know, maybe just... People? Ask about people.
I'll say this. He's well suited to physical labor.
That's a nice way to put it.
Fitz spends most of his time alone in the greenhouse. But I heard he's been breeding experimental flowers. In secret.
Whoa, scandal.
I just wonder if he's getting... restless. Considerably intelligent, and her powers of observation are enviable. But she has no ambition. No focus.
In her defense, she's still a teenager.
Barely. I find her rather embarrassing. Little more than a spoiled child.
Penny must
Rude.
be at least 25.
27. Just makes it worse. Poppy has remarkable musical talent. She could be famous, wealthy even, if she wanted to.
She'd probably have to leave Tangle Tower first.
Quite. "314 cases solved. 314.
There's
Oh.
something about Hawkshaw's handheld microscope. Something.
Let's ask her about it.
I am here.
This little microscope thing? You said you used it to search the greenhouse.
And this would make perfect sense. If you knew what my client had asked me to find. Of course,
Golden beetle.
I still have no intention of disclosing that information.
Let's go, Beetle.
You're such a tease, Hawkshaw. Don't worry, we already worked out what you're searching for.
You're not as hopeless as you look.
Thanks.
So, that's what you were looking for in the greenhouse? This beetle?
Surely even you can understand the logic of it. The greenhouse is home to a great many insects. The gardener could have easily kept the beetle hidden in there.
Well, Fitz said you questioned him, but didn't actually search the greenhouse.
He is not exactly the type to appreciate subtlety. He simply didn't notice that I was using my microscope.
What do you reckon, Grimoire?
I know for a fact she didn't use the microscope in the greenhouse. It's not a microscope at all.
All of a sudden, Detective Grimoire is some kind of expert on microscopes.
Oh, I think I know what it's trying to get at here. It's trying to say that Fifi has said that it's the same kind of one as what her eye gear uses. No, it doesn't.
A telescopic lens was created by Fifi to use Fifi's eye gear, so Fifi stole it. Nope.
Nah, they're all rubbish. Hmm. I don't know. I'm trying to brute force it. Okay.
The handheld microscope is a part of a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. Almost. Maybe just... The handheld microscope, according to Fifi, uses a telescopic lens, so Hawkshaw lied about it. I'm inclined to believe Fifi when it comes to stuff like this.
Hawkshaw, why did you lie about owning a telescope?
When you were a child, what did you aspire to become?
A detective? Naturally.
Emperor of the Galaxy?
I wanted to be an astronomer.
Really?
I harbored a desire to understand the secrets of the wider universe. A fool's errand, to be sure, but a seductive one. At 15, I decided instead to apply my intelligence to the world around me, and so I became a detective. But the yearning for elusive knowledge is a powerful force. I tried to keep it with me.
Sorry, but we're way off track. What's the deal with the little telescope?
A memento from my childhood. Little more than a toy.
Why did you bring it with you?
When I discovered that it was Professor Pointer who had hired me, I dared to consider it something of a planetary alignment. I had hoped he might sign my telescope. An extremely childish indulgence, I admit.
I never would have guessed.
Hold on. You're admitting you didn't use it in the greenhouse then?
Correct. As it happens, I have no need to search the greenhouse to such a degree. Professor Pointer doesn't consider the gardener a suspect in our theft investigation.
So, who is your suspect?
Things have become complicated. My lead suspect
Is dead.
is your murder victim.
Mm-hmm. What do you have to say about the Hawkshaw then? Now that I know why she's here. Where? There.
Hard to read, that one, but she seems to know what she's doing.
She's kind of mean.
I simply assumed all detectives were sharp, rigorous, and thorough. Then, of course, I met you.
Alright, rude.
Ah, Penelope, our resident ornithologist.
Penny's your niece, is that right?
At this moment in time, until she marries the gardener.
She'll still be your niece.
But she'll depart from the world of the Pointers and join the Fellows. Like rats deserting a sinking ship. What do you want me to say? He's the gardener.
He's a member of the family.
Yeah, but not the Pointer family.
What happened to his parents, do you know?
His father, Flint, is Felix's brother. Strange man. Don't think anybody knows what happened to him, but he certainly doesn't live here anymore.
What about his mother?
Emily? I've not met her. She never actually married into the Fellow family. Her relationship with Flint was, it was short-lived. He should learn to make the most of his lot in life. And he does have a lot. In life.
You're talking about money?
Among other things, but yes, he currently has agency over a small fortune. That is, if he hasn't already squandered it or lost it.
You two don't get on?
Oh no, we're the best of friends. A listless soul drifting through the ether.
You're totally in love with her.
Not sure. She's always been troubled. Comes from a dysfunctional family. I'd say you could ask her about it, but I think you might find that to be a bit of a dead end. Nobody could deny her talent. She was remarkable, artistically gifted, but also highly intelligent.
Those two things aren't mutually exclusive, you know.
Was she ever interested in astronomy?
I don't think she was. The fault may well lie with me for failing to inspire her.
Excuse
But I
me, sorry.
think she was captivated by more tangible things here on Earth. My daughter loved her. Fiona, too.
Tangible
That
things
said,
on Earth, but
in
she
the
painted
last
the
year or
abstract.
So, more and more I begun to notice her by herself, wandering the gardens at the most peculiar hours. She must have explored every inch of the grounds 100 times over. Quite a restless spirit, I think. I'm surprised she chose to live at Tangle Tower as long as she did. Ah, yes, the heiress of Tangle Tower. Goodness knows what'll happen when she takes charge. I dare say she'll confiscate my telescope and replace it with a microscope.
She doesn't seem to be the type to impress her will on others.
Still, keep an eye on her. Dangerously intelligent, that one.
You sound jealous. Wait, are you two science rivals?
Oh no, we operate on very different wavelengths. Literally. My Poppy, my pride and joy. Exceptionally talented pianist from a young age. Hold on. Why is she on your list of suspects?
Because she's a suspect.
Oh no, I can personally vouch for her innocence. She'd never... Well, the truth is, she loved Freya very dearly.
If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Poppy's mother?
Primrose? She was Flora's sister, a Remington by birth. The playing field has never really been even since she left.
Where did she go?
Away. She went away.
Can nobody in this household fucking speak normally, like, at all? Ugh. Right, who have I not got? Freya's room?
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know.
No windows either. Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount.
It's a little glass.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
It's a little wooden box for
To
paint.
the casual observer.
Oh, I did
They're
not do this.
real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Okay, what does any of that mean? Is this just a jigsaw? You're even part of the same paper, are you? People listed. Just kinda looks like it fits, right? Too shallow. Excuse me, sorry. I mean, lines up, but yeah, lines up there too. Okay, now what does that got to do with these? Oh, itchy noggin. So if I'm reading the tab right, maybe shortest to largest? Fucking... That's kind of...
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on those? It looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
That was
Each
incorrect.
brush has various characteristics: height, bristle shape, paint color, handle color. The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
Okay, but what I'm getting from that is green, blue, black, black, orange, pink. Oh, orange and pink. That's the handle's colour. Hold on, technically that one's taller. So is this one. I'm just doing it by height, but I don't know what good that's doing me. Green before blue? Does that make sense? So... like that?
Still locked.
So, there's a couple of brushes with each.
These are the same colour of paint on the outside, but what would... Hold on, what does that mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How am I supposed to know? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, okay, so... Okay, it's a Sudoku thing. Okay, so... This one, from the top row, the shortest, which we've decided is this one. And the tallest, which we decided is this one. Okay. Then it's got to be a something, a green, a something, a blue. A something, okay. So we've got green and blue, that's right. It's a kind of triangle shaped one, and... Alright. First one's got to be that kind of brush, third one's got to be that kind of brush. So...
That's done it.
Oh, I was trying to get a hint. How is that? That... So it'd have to be... So the pink can't be in that row anymore, so yeah... okay, I get it. It's just... It's Sudoku, but not numbers. I get it.
Neat. What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
No.
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something.
Let's ask her about it.
I don't know, well, I've just got 2 suspicions unlocked, so
I
bam!
need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
At the moment.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. something that proves Poppy used to like these colors. Let's take a closer look at this. The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it. You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Happened at the same time everything else cracked. Alright, well, I'll get another one. Ba-doing.
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10 and...
So, there are secrets written here?
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look unused.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Me neither.
This particular diary is...
It doesn't look unused.
It's not a diary.
I'm not
Me
sure.
neither.
This particular
It doesn't look unused.
So, someone else's diary? Oh, it's right.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Yep, there it's there.
Let's take a closer look at this. This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Fifi didn't want anyone to see a secret letter within Freya's diary. Almost. Maybe just change one thing. Fifi didn't want anyone to see a secret letter buried in the garden. Nope.
Oh, shit. So the secret lair is the one that's wrong. Personal secrets?
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Okay.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
Might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Alright, Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. So better works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found a way into the middle. Surprisingly simple. Compared to the harp. I saw them, all 5. Eyes blacked out. Blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. Did my best. She could do with a little company.
Freya was definitely up to something.
Something to do with the statue in the garden, I think.
Maybe we should go back and check.
I see. I see. Oh, little frog.
This wasn't here before.
It's a crab, Brian. That's not a frog. That's a crab. Excuse me, Nico. I'll be back in a second.
What is it?
Pick it up.
It's a little wooden toy. Looks kind of like a crab.
There's
I
a
approve.
note stuck to the back.
I like
What
crabs.
does it say? Grimoire?
This is my new friend. He likes music. Simple melodies will move his soul. Best of luck to you two, Freya. Oh.
What do you think? Is it really from her?
How can it be?
Why don't we check the handwriting with Freya's diary?
Good idea. Hold on.
Well,
It's a perfect match.
well, it's confirmed. We have a ghost helping us.
Or she's still alive, I'm just saying.
Let's keep this to ourselves for now.
What about the little wooden toy thingy?
Maybe we can put it to some kind of use.
What?
I'm still not sure.
Should we take another look?
No,
Let's.
I
come
thought the
back.
symbols and the crab were going to match.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Is it working?
No.
Yeah, it's the doorbell. I don't know how much. Yeah, what does that do here? Ah, I've got cut in my hand and I just put loads of hand sanitizer on. Okay, so I'm looking for melodies. Oh, I
Which one do you think?
Age old.
know. I think I know. I need you to play that soon. Soon? Tune again. You.
All right,
Spooky murder.
Shush.
Mansion.
This please.
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune?
Sure.
Nice. Okay. Where else was there music or noise? Oh wait, no, this doesn't make sense.
It's
He's
enough
playing
keys
over.
also.
No, they're not headphones. They're earmuffs.
It's fine. Shush. Is the last two just on the tape? That makes sense, but... Hmm.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
Hmm. Now, what would the fourth thing be? Wait, I have a guide. Actually, do you know what? Why am I guessing it? I said I was going to use a guide and get this game done. Herb statue, right, okay. Okay. Those birds.
That's all 4 melodies, I think.
So, what do we do with them?
Should we go back to the garden?
Yes, it is the frog.
Let's try this again.
You know, I think we might be able to solve this now. That's gotta be right.
Nothing. Maybe it's broken.
Wait, do you hear that?
Spooky!
Are we gonna go in?
Yeah, but there's a couple of things I want to do first.
Collect all clues, complete all suspicion of the suspects. Alright, okay, so I still got stuff to do.
Do the plants all look a little...
Hoover not. Hoover not. Easy workshop. Shut up, phone. What was it here? Penny. Penny. I've not done Penny. How does one Penny? Because Penny was the one that didn't work, did it? Penny. Ask Penny about the birds and crumpled paper. Nope. This one.
Oh, she's beautiful. Who is she? Wait, is that me? She's a most unsavory little. She was incredibly rude about my appearance.
Which part? The giant bird arms, or...
If I were her, I'd go easy on the judgment of others. I mean, look at her. She looks like the ghost of a scarecrow. I just wish Uncle Pointer would tell her to behave herself.
Professor Pointer? Why him?
Oh, it was Uncle that called her in. She's his responsibility. Did you not know that?
Okay, Poppy!
Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it. She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh, you don't need to.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it. A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Rude!
I said it. I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable. Can't say I've ever taken an interest in Uncle's astronomy. On occasion, I've dared to visit him in his tower, but I always regret it. It's all just a little too abstract for me.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you know the sun is apparently over 400,000 miles wide? Okay, so what should I do with that information? How does it help me?
Don't look at me. You're the one who memorized it.
Still nothing? Okay, what have I not showed you? Donk!
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style.
Well, I've showed her everything. I guess I just need to go around and ask everybody about her then. I've asked her about everything. Shiggity diggity diggity. Doink. I love how she's just like, I'm awake! Whenever you talk to her. Penny.
Feathers flashing in the light, from a sunbeam gleaming bright. I shield my eyes and turn my head, but all at once I've been misled. Light is shining on the stage, but through the railings of a cage.
What? That did not help. Not even a little. Not even a little bit. Pretty though. Touches bot. Ah, 40. Fuck you. Minimal. I mean, she clearly has a crush on the big guy.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good.
I'm literally going to have to go around all of them, aren't I?
Name, Penelope Pointer. Age, 27. Profession, ornithologist. Likes, birds. Dislikes, insects. Notes, Penelope is very beautiful. I have never had very much in common with her. Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, oh. Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Lame. I just need the one thing to trigger her suspicion, and then I've got all this stuff.
Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger, always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle. And he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile. Poppy's a good friend to my daughter, always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different, like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
Really? It's clearly not going to be her.
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know.
Dang it! Right, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to just go around and brute force this till something happens, alright? Jeez. Get done asking Fitz about everybody, and he actually has some really sweet, nice things to say about Flora.
Whatever it is,
Well, it
what's
is
with all the broken glass?
Still don't know what this is about. Anyway, sorry, back to it. Right, so I've asked everybody about everything that I currently have, and I suspect I'm missing things. Like I feel
Those
something
little
over here.
See, those meant nothing. Looks like somebody broke them.
Finally found the birds. Of all the things I didn't click on, the freaking birds in the middle of the goddamn cage. I thought I had. So asking her about this
I
should...
must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? He's just my hat. They don't have a name. Who would name their hat?
I thought it was a bird. Alright. Yes, got her, finally.
That's something.
Let's ask her about it.
So, yeah, we found this.
Oh, that's nothing.
You wrote, "Now I'll get her," on a piece of paper and hid it in your room. That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
They're from red roses, and there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses, and who they belong to.
Huh? I mean... What? I know where they are. They're up in Witsy's face's room.
That's not right.
But there's no picture of them anywhere. Is there? Or feathers, maybe?
We'll get to that later. That's not right.
What the shit, Ben? What am I trying to point here?
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
I'm so confused.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
Evidence of a red... Is it just... Are you asking me for this?
That's not right.
This?
But it's not right.
I genuinely don't know.
That's not right. That's not right. That's not right.
What have I not clicked on? And this photo?
That's not
No,
right.
this photo?
That's not right.
Ah,
It's a drawing of Fitz and Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
I can't imagine what you're getting at, but it doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
oh,
My
the feathers.
dears, what are you accusing me of?
One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and distract them. Almost. Maybe just change one. One of Penny's birds was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. We know those 2 have been spending time together in the rooftop garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that. Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
Excuse
We
me.
need a clue to compare with Penny's birds. Something to prove
The feathers.
one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Burp, burp, burp.
Let's take a closer look at these. This yellow feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
What about the other ones, though?
I can't stand it! Knowing the 2 of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden. I couldn't risk spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
You don't understand. Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days. But being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little... I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
That's all a bit sad, actually. Okay. Do I have everything now? It's like what's missing a bit of evidence, but... Shit, I'm still missing a clue.
For now, it's about time we found out what's beneath the garden.
I've got everything. I've got everybody's step done. Whatever I can.
Where do you think it goes?
Down.
Going down. Bugs.
Bugs. Big ones.
Looks like they're made of metal.
Oh, no, what I meant to do. I just tried to talk to you. Ooh.
What's in there?
Where's the golden
9
one?
beetles. All different, all dead.
Poor little guys.
There's a bunch of notes written all around them. It's mostly numbers. No idea what they mean. It's a little diagram of a beetle, with some incomprehensible notes scribbled next to it.
That's weird.
What?
It looks really normal compared to the beetles behind the glass.
It looks like they're being boiled, but the liquid is ice cold.
Thirsty? This place would never pass a fire safety inspection.
A candle.
Very medieval.
I was thinking pirates.
Medieval pirates.
Yeah.
A glass tank. It's full of plants.
There's a layer of condensation on the inside.
That's a Viv.
Is it locked?
Seems likely, doesn't it? Weird looking safe.
I'm pretty sure the latches can slide into the middle.
What? Sliding puzzle? No. Huh? What's this? Yeah, well, first things first, get these away. I'll clearly try to like drag this point to that point. The only one it touches is this. So something you? You're kinda touching it, but not really. Completely. Unless nope. Well, the only one it lines up. Wait, I've got a guide. I'm not going to brute force it. I'm just going to get the guide so I can get it done. Where are we? Laboratory safe. I would have never got that. Not in a million years. Actually, I probably would have been able to brute force this eventually. I need to pink one out. I need you there. Yeah.
I got it.
I'm impressed. Anything?
Adobe, I used a guide for that one.
Yeah. More research.
Secret research. Our unique flora and fauna is a byproduct of a number of as yet unidentified chemicals. These chemicals are continually present in the water, forming clouds and filling the lake. This causes a variety of mutations in the plants and animals. Smaller creatures such as arachnids, insects, mollusks, amphibians, and crustaceans are the most affected. However, the chemicals may travel up the food chain and cause mutations in birds and reptiles. As far as we know, mammals remain completely unaffected.
Whose research is this? This is some seriously in-depth research.
That's impressive, but it's incomplete. There's a section missing.
But the golden beetle one, wouldn't it?
So, this is Pointer's secret lab.
Definitely seems like he's the one using it.
I guess not a lot of people know about the secret entrance.
Right. But if Pointer's the only one who comes down here, why would he need to lock his research in a safe? Who's he hiding it from?
He's just paranoid, especially about his golden beetle.
What do you think he's trying to do exactly?
Pointer has been trying to breed the golden beetle in the underground laboratory.
Why? Because it's
Money?
fair?
Because it's gold?
Is that it?
I think so. I don't think he cares about entomology any more than he cares about astronomy. He just wants to get one over on Felix. If he can breed his own gold, suddenly Poppy's inheritance is looking pretty,
Infinite. Might explain why he was so worried about losing the beetle. Maybe somebody did steal it.
Might have been Freya after all. We know she was trying to get through the secret door in the garden.
She might not have known what was down here, though. Maybe she was just curious.
Curious, sure, but not naive. I reckon she knew what was going on.
I think we're still missing the bigger picture. There's no way this is all just about a beetle. We're done.
Ready to go down? Again?
Oh, there's more down. Alright.
It's an old coat rack. Looks thoroughly neglected.
2 cloaks. And a green hat draped on top for good measure.
Do these puddles worry you?
Why?
That's lake water, but it's indoors.
I see your point.
A single book on a little makeshift table.
This is creeping me out slightly.
Why?
I think it's a children's book.
The Mistids of the Sea and Sky. Children's picture book. Looks very old. The ink dip, an elegant bird with red and white plumage. The silver snake, an aquatic reptile with no eyes and a long tongue. The soul bearer, a crab with 3 differently sized claws. The amphobe, frog-like creature walking on 2 legs.
We're too late. This photograph has been stabbed.
Why? By what?
Not sure. Some kind of metal stabbing thingy.
A sleek but sturdy metal rod has been stabbed into a photograph. The rod has a curved and pointed tip like an arrow, or the handle of a clock. It has a small loop at the back with a short length of red rope connected to it. The metal is perfectly clean and polished. As in, it has been
So
cleaned.
what's the photo?
It's framed, but it's slightly damp. The photograph shows a young girl. A large man is sitting next to her, around him are several red and white birds. A metal object was stabbed into the photo, leaving a hole near the man's chest.
Do you know who it is in the photo? This man in the photo, he reminds me of something from one of our clues.
No?
Felix made a little model of him for Flora.
Yeah, it makes sense when you know who he is. Lord Remington.
Remington. That makes him Flora's father, meaning the girl in the photo is...
Yeah, it's her. See the bird, too.
I never would have guessed. Times sure do change.
I don't know. I don't think she looks so different.
I'm missing one thing now.
There's a roll of paper up there.
I'll see if I can reach it.
Let me guess. Blank.
Is it not Tangle?
Tangle Tower. Before the towers?
That's the room we're in now. It must be. It's not labeled as anything on these plans, though.
I think it already existed when this was made.
Hold on. Have we been to all of these rooms already?
Storage was Fraser, library, grand hall, music room, maybe a bedroom.
Study. Wait.
I know what you're thinking. And no, we never went in there.
Yeah, I knew there was a room in there.
How did we miss it?
It's difficult to get to.
This seems pretty significant.
Agreed. Basements don't normally...
Or at the bottom of the lake. It must be.
Right, but if that's the lake bed, why does it look like
Like
that?
what?
White, smooth, no plants.
It's calm.
That's not what a lake looks like.
Where are we?
Did you notice how much light this room has? For a room with one candle?
It's all coming through the window.
I'm pretty sure lakes are supposed to be
Bioluminescence.
darker at the bottom, not lighter.
Why is there a room down here anyway? And why is it so much older than the rest of Tangle Tower?
We still don't really know why people came to live here in the first place.
Maybe they just wanted to get rich, like Pointer with his beetles.
I feel like the Remingtons came here for the lake, for what was in it.
It's empty though. More empty than a normal lake would be.
It is now, yeah. Maybe we're too late. Let's head back up to the ground. I want to find that last...
So the wee spill of thread thing that I've found is clearly there. Oh, it's nighttime.
Wow, it's...
How long were we down there?
This must be it. This thing goes all the way up.
How are we supposed to get up there?
Hang on. It's pitch black, but I think there's a switch. A ladder.
Want to go up?
There's no point in not going up at this point. The hidden heart. Damn. Or werewolf.
You know, in any normal room, this thing would be my main concern. In here, though, it barely makes the top 3.
Oh, it's all the cryptids. There's a big snake.
Dragon?
Snake?
Worm?
That's the one. An axe and some kind of hunting rifle mounted on the wall.
Honestly, doesn't look like they've been moved in a few years.
I'm more worried about the third one.
The third one?
The one that's been moved. Looks like a pickaxe.
The one that isn't there.
An incinerator built into the wall. It's still pretty hot.
Is there anything left inside?
It's mostly ashes, but yeah, there's something. It's a wooden pinboard hung up on one of the chains.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Large center sheet of paper has been pinned to it. 4 lines have been drawn. My graph in the center. Symbology underneath. Features a drawing resembling a silhouette of a cloaked figure. Well, we know who that is, but
Who are all the people?
Not sure, but it looks like someone didn't like them very much. Their eyes have all been crossed out. That photo is important. I'm sure of it.
Is that a crab?
It's got a translucent exoskeleton. You can actually see its insides.
Also, crabs normally have 2 claws, right? Ugh. You sure we should be touching it?
Grimoire, don't you think it looks familiar?
it's one of the cryptid things.
I guess
I don't think we
What
need
do you mean?
We have all the information we need in our case file.
Well, show me
This
it.
crab really reminds
That little-
Yeah, but I don't think that... I think I've seen it more recently.
Yep, we have. I don't remember where I seen it. Am I being stupid? Yes, I am being stupid. I'm absolutely being stupid. There. 2 up and 1 out. Okay.
Is that a
It's got a...
Also, crab. I guess that's
I don't
wrong.
think we need to
What do you
get...
mean?
We have all the information we need in our case.
Nothing.
I'm sure I've seen this thing somewhere.
I don't have a... I have a thing. The thing I've got wrong is this one. This needs to be further up. Like that.
Perfect. What's this?
Something somebody didn't want us to find.
The murder weapon.
What is it?
My dear, that's the murder weapon.
Was someone trying to hide it? From us?
I don't know, but it looks incomplete to me. I want to know what happened to the rest of it. Where are the other parts?
We have them.
We found them already.
Where's the stabby thing from the basement?
That doesn't.
We need something that could attack.
Is it the
Let's
brush?
think about it. What does it
An
prompt?
arrow?
Yeah, I know, but like, where is the arrow, motherfucker? There's a second page, Brian. That's it.
What do you make of it?
Not sure.
Murder weapon.
Let's keep an open mind.
You don't think the crossbow is the murder weapon?
Oh no, the crossbow is definitely the murder weapon. But that doesn't mean we've solved the mystery. Another photograph.
Their faces are all crossed out with some kind of black ink.
That's weird.
Oh, you think so?
No, I mean, something I just realized. Sally, did we meet any of these people here at Tangle Tower?
Well, the woman on the left looks a little like Poppy, but her style is way different. And at first I thought the guy on the top right was Felix, but now that I look at it, I don't think it is him.
A wooden stool.
Do those look like scratch marks to you?
Yeah, they're on the inside. Who are
Yeah, already looked at that. Already looked at that. Didn't need that. Didn't need that. Didn't need that. Get back. Back, priest.
Centipede? How many?
Too many.
Some kind of fish.
That's a bird skull. We're talking about a 15-foot bird here.
Well, how about we stop talking about it?
Hooks. Big hooks.
They called this room.
What would you call it?
The secret death chamber of doom.
Those aren't.
Some of them are.
At least they're all empty.
You sure that's a good thing? It's a wooden pin hung up on.
Looks like there's a couple of things missing from it.
Get nothing from that, kinda.
That's how we got in.
Doesn't look like there's any other way to get in or out.
I'm so confused. What about it?
Nice chair.
It's still warm.
Maybe it's just heat from the inside.
Maybe. Crumpled up paper.
Is there anything written on it?
Not really. It's mostly blank. Crumpled up.
Is there
Not
any-
really. It's mostly coffee table, half-empty wine bottle, lamp left on. I'm gonna say someone's been using this room.
Someone complacent enough to leave their notebook lying around.
Several pages have been ripped out, but a few remain. Myth Ambassador located, finally. Can't say I harboured any optimism, but still somehow disappointed. No better than the rest of them. Took my misted friend into the music room for experiments. It works, perhaps too well. The laboratory was another disappointment. All that effort for what? He's even more short-sighted than I could have guessed. Went to the bottom. Nice view. It's mostly been cleaned out, but I have what I needed. She got in. She was careful. Nothing was moved, but I know. It's time.
Someone's been using this room. I don't get it. This room is in the original building plans for the mansion. But nowadays it's some big secret?
It's not a secret to everybody. At least one other person still knows about this room.
The way the notebook was left out on the table makes me think it's someone who has the room all to themselves.
Whoever it was, they left more than just the notebook. There's a whole design project on this pinboard. Feels like someone put quite a bit of effort into it.
It's a shame there are things missing from it. I'm betting it'd make more sense if we could see it all together.
That might not be impossible, you know.
Okay, what have we got? It's a ripped page.
That doesn't
We
seem...
need something that could attack.
That's not right. We're looking for.
I think it might have been found with a couple of other items.
Oh.
That's not right. We're looking for.
I think it might have been found with a couple.
Being found with other items, you say?
I think that, but not this part of the pinboard.
Hmm. Ah. Now what? What does that mean?
Painting from Freya's room and those sketches. Did Freya design Detective Hawkshaw's clothes? What kind of sense does that make?
I don't think that's why Freya made that painting, but it may have
Oh
been
yeah,
why
it's
somebody took
Hawkshaw.
a photo of it to use as reference. And as for those sketches of Hawkshaw, I don't think Freya actually drew them. It was somebody else, someone with less of a talent for art.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down. Should we go ask Detective Hawkshaw about all this?
I'm not sure. We still don't know what's really going on.
The murder.
Time to solve this.
All right, break out the notebook. Time to put it all together.
Let's start with this. It's an arrow for the crossbow, and it matches Freya's wound. It's the murder weapon. I'm sure of it.
Despite the fact it doesn't have any blood on it, and it wasn't found anywhere near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. It was cleaned, then it was hidden. I don't think anybody expected us to get down to that room at the bottom of the lake.
Okay, so Freya was shot by a crossbow. Where was it fired from?
It was fired from above Freya.
Above, huh?
Yeah, our diagram doesn't show everything. Let's add in the rest of the crime scene.
The attic.
Perfect hiding place. We even found a part of the murder weapon up there. The reel was used to pull the arrow back up through the crack in the floorboards.
Explains why we never found a weapon at the crime scene, I guess.
The murderer must have dropped the reel in the attic. I'm guessing they were in a hurry to escape.
Wait. The arrow was fired through the crack in the floorboards?
Yeah, it's directly above where Freya was found lying on her back.
Nope. Doesn't add up. It would have missed her if she was still standing up by the painting.
Ah, right.
Unless... Freya was already lying on her back.
Knocked
the
back
arrow
with a big
was
sound.
fired.
I think so too. She'd fallen unconscious.
Something in the room caused Freya to fall unconscious.
The gramophone.
Right.
But the gramophone by itself can't do that.
There was something in the gramophone.
Mm-hmm. Something small.
That's not it.
No. Bollocks. What would it be?
That's not it.
Shit, what would it be then? Something small.
That's not it.
Fuck. Go, I fixed it.
That's not it.
No.
Pointer's research says it can emit an incredibly loud hiss when it feels threatened. Poppy and Fitz both said they heard a loud noise around the time of the murder. Neither of them had any idea what it was.
This seems a little far-fetched. Is it really loud enough to knock someone out?
No, I don't think so, not by itself. But don't forget, it was being amplified by the shape of the gramophone. I don't think we're
I knew there was something
talking
sound
about
related.
volume either. It might just be a particular type of frequency.
This is getting kinda scientific. Since when do you know anything about the effects of weaponized audio frequency?
I don't, but I think someone else does. Do you remember that statue we found in the music room? The hornet's playing. It's a pretty similar shape to the one on the gramophone. That broken glass isn't there.
She did say someone was using her
This
piano.
is someone's science experiment.
Thinking about it, Pointer said he saw Flora was knocked out too. I guess they were both in range of the noise, although Pointer might have been lying.
Personally, I think he was telling the truth about that. It's pretty clear a powerful frequency did pass through Flora's tower. Caused quite a bit of damage, too.
Gramophone there.
Those cracks didn't appear out of nowhere. Freya's paints, the pink cassette tape, and the gramophone itself, they all sustained similar damage while they were in that room.
That's some seriously powerful vibration. Enough to crack metal. Enough to knock someone out all the way across a room.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't get. If the frequency was so powerful and had such a big range, how did the murderer pull it off? Wouldn't they have been in
Carefully?
range too? Think about it. They can't have been much further away from the gramophone than Flora was.
They protected themselves.
How?
What are they? Them. Thingme left them on there, thinking it was cute, but Fitz didn't find them at all, so I suggest maybe they were used.
These are some pretty heavy-duty earmuffs. I think they'd be enough to block out the sound.
Right. Let's go over everything from the start. 1. Freya is painting Flora's portrait. They're listening to music on the gramophone.
2. The murderer is hiding in the attic, wearing earmuffs.
3. The golden beetle starts to emit its hissing noise.
Hold on. How did it know?
The beetle?
Yeah, what triggered it at that particular moment? Pointer's research said it makes the noise when it feels threatened.
I'm not sure. Maybe something in the music?
Maybe.
4. Freya and Flora are both knocked unconscious by the vibrations. Freya lands on her back. She drops the brush and palette by her side.
5. The murderer fires the crossbow directly downwards.
6. The arrow is pulled back up on the reel.
7. The murderer leaves the attic, presumably.
8. The door is kicked down. Fitz and Poppy enter the room.
No, that doesn't add up, though. How did they get down the stairs?
There's something bothering me.
What?
I just want to check something. Let's go back to the crime scene.
No?
And it's dark.
The plant. It's in the book.
What?
Look.
Eat the seeds of that plant. Oh, it came back and tried to eat, which made the bug startled.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
There's a second one. Look, there's supposed to be 2.
I can see the stars. I can see the stars. I can see the stars. The plant. It's
What?
Look.
Yeah, I know. Shush.
And it's dark.
Did somebody make a fake one to scare the beetle? The blood as well.
And it's dark.
I can see the stars.
What have I not clicked
And
on
it's
here?
dark. And it's dark. And it's dark.
Hmm.
Let's not wander off right now. The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
Right, what have I not clicked on?
It's dark.
The roof? Hmm.
I can see the stars.
It's dark. It's dark. It's dark.
All right.
See, I don't know what I'm trying to click on here. Because it's never let me, like, further interact with stuff by zooming in on it.
The answer is in the painting. I'm sure of it.
Okay, I don't actually know how to progress here. What do you want me to do, game? I mean, my thoughts are it's her now. But, because look, that is just her silhouette. That doesn't help.
Freya, did you leave us a clue?
Yeah, I've clicked on everything.
So what's bothering you?
Something that's not here. The thing we didn't find. We know she was holding it during the painting.
Flora's ink dip feather?
It was here. In this room. Where'd it go?
It was burned.
We found it somewhere else. We were a little too late to save it.
So it was stolen from the crime
Excuse
scene.
me.
And ended up in the incinerator down in the study.
Someone wanted to destroy it, I guess.
But how? How was it stolen from up here in Flora's tower?
Presumably, Flora dropped it when she fell unconscious.
Yeah, and then what? The murderer couldn't have stolen it if they were up in the attic.
So the question is, how could they steal something from a room they weren't able to access?
It fell out onto the wee pile of feathers and messed with the evidence.
Clue about the crime scene. Freya left it for us right here. It's in the unfinished painting. It's not quite a photo, but still, it's an image of the crime scene recorded just before the murder. If only she'd finished it, then I could be totally sure.
It's true she never finished it, but she did intend to finish it.
Meaning?
We know more about the painting than what Freya actually got down on the canvas. That's not it.
Do we?
Freya prepared all the colors she was going to need before she started painting. is going to be used to paint the ink dip feather dropped by the ink dip bird. Nope.
What was right? Yep.
The yellow paint is going to be used to paint the sketch of something sitting in the window.
Something in the window. Oh.
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh, just sitting in a window. One of these?
There she is, our little thief.
How long has it been there? Did it hear the whole conversation?
She did, but she's a very good listener. Well now, I think this has quite served its purpose, don't you?
Penny, why did you...
It's Penelope, if you don't mind. But before we begin, isn't there a certain formality demanding our attention?
Oh shit, I don't know.
I'm afraid I have to insist. It's to the benefit of us all, I assure you.
Oops.
Lovely. Now, tell me, what was it that drove you this far? I'm ever so curious.
I wanted to help Freya's friends.
Is that right? Interesting.
Why did you do it, Penny? What did Freya do to you?
Absolutely nothing.
So, what? You just hated her indiscriminately?
Freya Fellow was an inspiration to us all. She was possessed of a great energy, the volition to create something from nothing, the willpower to walk beyond her boundaries. She was truly free. Everything I couldn't be.
You know what? I just realized I actually have no idea who Penelope Pointer really is.
Weird, isn't it? Considering we've met her, what is it, 3 times now?
Exactly. How do we know this one isn't a disguise too?
You think you've already hollowed us out, don't you? Only a few short hours at Tangle Tower, and you feel like you've got everyone sussed. Unearthed every single one of our secrets. Nothing but bullet points for your notebook. Go on, indulge me. What does it say in your notes about Penelope Pointer? Suppose I can't argue with that, can I?
Penny, we only know what you choose to tell us, so why not help us out?
Very well. Penelope Pointer is actually not very important at all. She pales in comparison to those who came before her and to those that came after. Living at Tangle Tower, it is very difficult to attain the levels of self-realization you probably take for granted.
You sure this is a Tangle Tower thing, and not a you thing?
Perhaps you didn't notice. Not one of them is happy, not one.
So why stay? Why not just leave?
I thought she did leave. Penny, you said you traveled, didn't you?
I did. Many times I've walked away. It did not help me. You saw the family tree hanging in the grand hall, did you not?
Yeah, it lists a bunch of people who don't live here anymore.
A bunch of people who don't live here anymore. I couldn't have put it better myself.
Probably just so I can get a word in. It sounds like what all these fuckers need is some fucking therapy, not murder, but no.
My mother, for one. My father, too. The other two Remingtons. Poppy's mother, Primrose. And her brother, Richard.
And Fitz's father.
That's 5. 5 people that might have lived here, but don't.
And that was the first question I wanted answered.
You wanted to know where they'd all gone?
More than that, I wanted to know if I belonged with them. I have no place here. Not among the Fellows, the Remingtons, or the Pointers. But I felt there must be a reason why everyone else left. Some common purpose they all shared. Perhaps it could be my purpose, too.
So, what did you actually do about it?
Nothing I could do, at first. Nobody would tell me anything. The more questions I asked, the fewer answers I got. Then, I found it. I was 19. Same age Freya is now.
Found what?
The study. The one hidden in the middle of the house. It's right next to a bedroom.
I'd hear voices at night. Deep ones. And the strangest thing, the wall behind my bed would get incredibly hot. For hours on end.
Yep, that's the furnace.
Peel. Wallpaper wouldn't stay up. I thought I was cursed. I thought it was something trying to break through. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I found my way in the same way you did. Once you know it's there, it's simple.
So, you got into the study and found the incinerator. It must have been a relief, right?
It was still warm when I found it. Then, I looked inside. Let's see how thorough you've been. Tell me, do you know what a misted is?
Misted?
What?
As I expected. After all, their connection to the Freya case is minimal, at least at the surface.
Sorry.
It's like the
what
golden
are we
beetle
talking
and stuff.
It's a collective term, from before my time. Birds, insects, amphibians, anything living off the lake water. The mutation can take several generations, or it can happen overnight.
Wait, mistids. Like cryptids? Like Bigfoot or whatever.
A little egregious, isn't it? I suspect that was an intentional parallel. The main difference being mistids are perfectly real. They're just kept secret. Or at least, that was the original plan. As it happened, some got out. Quite a few got out.
How do you know all this?
When I entered the study at 19, I found a single object that rather changed my life. Something which answered my questions while at once creating all new ones.
She found birds.
That's not it.
No, bastard.
That's not right. That's not right.
What the fuck would she have found? The group full?
The 5 missing family members standing together as a single unit, calling themselves the ambassadors of Misted Mansion.
So, the house was renamed from Misted Mansion to Tangle Tower?
And rightly so. The age of Misted Mansion is long past. When I looked inside the incinerator on my first visit to the study, I found nothing but ash. The afterimage of a bygone era, denied to me in its entirety. The study, the room at the bottom of the lake itself, all empty shells. I felt my only hope lay with the ambassadors. If I could find them, maybe they'd share the family history that Flora and the others were trying so hard to forget.
How did you track them down?
It was tough. They'd taken almost everything. Books, maps, charts. The creatures themselves, all lost. Taken away or destroyed. But I got lucky. I got a lead. I found one, and he led me to the rest.
And? What happened? Why'd you paint out all their faces?
They didn't help you either, did they?
19-year-old me had imagined they'd all left with a mission, a unified purpose, but they hadn't. They were, in fact, every bit as fractured as the people that still live here. Most of them had left tracking escaped mystics. Some claimed to be researchers, others little more than hunters. All 5 completely useless to me.
Even your own parents?
Eventually, I returned to Tangle Tower. I had nowhere else to go. I considered giving up. But instead, I made a decision. There was only one person at Tangle Tower still of interest to me. My dear Uncle Pointer had suddenly made a show of taking up astronomy. A fairly superficial charade. I don't think many people were fooled by it. But I knew it wasn't just a falsehood. It was a mask. Pointer had found something from the era of Misted Mansion.
That's not right.
That's not it. That's not it.
No.
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
Yeah. Okay. It's something in the first page. Would it been from the harp statues?
That's not it.
No.
So where did he get the beetle?
Beetle. Duh.
Cannot be sure. But I theorized that he received it in the post.
In the post? From who?
Who can say? Someone outside Tangle Tower. But the thought that he would be in contact with such a person, all that time, I decided to take what was owed to me.
So you stole it.
Stealing the beetle turned out to be only the first step. Upon realizing it was gone, Pointer made little effort to disguise his frustration. I asked what was bothering him. He foresaw no risk in sharing a little of the truth with his niece. He told me he'd lost a rare treasure, something he'd been keeping safe. I suggested, innocently, that perhaps it was not lost. Perhaps it had been stolen. He was very ready to believe he'd been the victim of theft. When I offered to call in a private detective, he jumped on the idea. She arrived the next day. Hawkshaw prides herself on her punctuality, as you know.
Why, though? Why go through all that? The name, the costume, and everything?
It's somewhat sad to admit, but I had a little use left for Penny Pointer as she was. Hawkshaw afforded me new advantages.
That's kind of sad, really.
Opportunities.
But didn't you have to pretend to be working for Professor Pointer?
Well, that was one of the advantages. Pointer was in such a desperate state, he was finally willing to share some of his secrets. On the second day, Hawkshaw explained she needed to be able to search the secret laboratory. Pointer gave in, and gave me the code for the harp statue. Reluctantly, but still.
So, you stole Pointer's research?
I would have done, if I'd found anything worth stealing. But he had made remarkably little progress, barely scratching the surface of the beetle's true mystery.
Which is?
It carries an exoskeleton approximately 90% identical to gold. But it's not the 90% I'm interested in. Did you ever question what exactly makes the water here so unique? Before Misted Mansion was built over the lake, before the lake was even a lake, Lord Remington and his wife built a small structure here, a research station, supposedly. Fast forward 2 or 3 generations, and as you saw for yourself, it's been mostly cleared out.
The ambassadors took everything when they left.
And everything they didn't take was burned in the incinerator. However, possessing additional insight, I found something the others had missed. It's not much, but I have what I need.
So, why isn't this the end of the story? Why did you stay? Why did you kill Freya?
I mean, yeah. The will of Freya fellow.
Simply put, Freya was too good for me. It's my fault. I pushed her over the edge, unknowingly, but still, I take the blame.
What are you talking about?
Did you know I based the design for Hawkshaw on something Freya painted? That's right. I had assumed it was purely abstract. I just thought it had a good energy. I later discovered it was a figure of some kind, something from Freya's recurring nightmare. For all her vitality, I think Freya was probably the most troubled of all of us. She was desperate to leave Tangle Tower, but she couldn't just walk away. For quite some time, she'd been trying to break into Pointer's laboratory. Freya and her friends were halfway through deciphering those symbols on the harp statue, I believe.
Why did she care about getting into Pointer's lab?
That's exactly what I wondered. At first, I thought perhaps she just wanted to free the beetles. She has a fondness for them. What Pointer was doing upset her significantly. But in fact, I think it was something else. I think she wanted to free Fiona. The real reason Freya was unable to leave Tangle Tower is that she could not
Woody
get
Fifi.
Fiona to agree to come with her. We're now firmly in the realm of speculation, but I think Freya felt that exposing the darker secrets of Tangle Tower, not just to the rest of the family, but to the world, would compromise all three families, and perhaps, somehow, free Fiona from the shackles of her inheritance. That was her plan anyway, but something happened. Before Freya could find her way into Pointer's laboratory.
She found her way into your study, found your notes, found that photograph. I'm willing to bet she put it all together quicker than we did.
So she worked out what had happened to the 5 ambassadors. Specifically, what you'd done to them when they refused to help you.
Freya had made a promise to paint Flora as a birthday gift, a parting gift no less. She'd be in a locked room, several hours away from her friends. It was my best chance.
But why hide in the attic? And why bother with the beetle at all?
The beetle in the gramophone wasn't for Freya. It was for Flora. She didn't deserve to be involved. She suffered enough. I couldn't get Flora out of the room, but if she could be unconscious, then she wouldn't have to witness anything.
Why the knife? The illusion of the painted knife with the blood.
That was for Fiona. And Poppy too, I suppose. Gave them something to focus on.
You mean it distracted them while you made your escape?
It helped them cope. The very idea of something abstract, something supernatural. I believe it made things marginally less painful for them, initially. Worked on you, too.
So why are you still here? Why not take your first chance and leave?
Well, I've been waiting for an opportunity to get my beetle back. I'd really rather not leave without it.
Wait, it's still here?
It's still inside the gramophone.
Birdie.
What's going on?
Poppy, they are both awake.
I can see.
You two, all right?
My head hurts. What happened to us?
You were both unconscious. 14 minutes by my count.
Really?
You're both fine. No injuries.
Was it the beetle? In the gramophone? I heard it through the ceiling in my room.
The exact same sound we heard before the murder.
I guess it must have been.
So how did we get down here? What happened to Penny?
Fitz saved both of you, obviously.
When I reached Flora's tower, you were both unconscious, and Penny was crouched down beside you. She had her crossbow on her, but who knows? She may have just been checking you were both asleep.
Did you know that she was the murderer?
Poppy and Fifi suspected her. Apparently, they were pretty close to solving it themselves.
Fitz did not want to believe us, because he liked Penny. A lot.
But what happened? Fitz, what did she do when she saw you?
She jumped out the window.
What? Did she survive?
She did.
I heard something land in the garden outside my room, but by the time I got out there to check, she was already gone.
Hang on. Poppy, why do you have Penny's hat bird?
She left him behind. I found him sitting on the floor in the aviary, all by himself. Poor little thing. The mean lady didn't care about you at all, did she? No, she didn't.
I apologize. Poppy seems to be under the illusion that the bird can understand human language.
Selden, you.
So, Penny got away.
I'm afraid she did.
We had suspected she might try to escape. I was stationed here by the lake's edge. I proved to be an ineffective guard. She took the boat.
Did she take the beetle with her?
Nope,
How do you know?
because it's right here.
What a tiny
It was still
bug.
in the gramophone. I guess I scared her off before she had a chance to take it.
Poppy, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to give it back to your father?
No, I'm not. It doesn't belong to anyone. So, I'm going to put it on the ground and never bother it again. I think that's what she would have wanted.
Oh, so that was it. That was really sad. Fantastic voice acting for sure. Music was cool as well. Like really fitted the vibe. There was nothing that just felt pure out of the way wacky, even through some of the more comedic parts of it. It just turned out to be a really sad story, and I mean, she escaped at the end. I don't know if I'd call that a good ending, but it was an ending. Like, it's not a bad as in bad storytelling ending. That's not. I mean, it's not a good ending as in not everything was like carefully and happy. You know, everything's fine at the end. Hooray! You know. God, this is a long video, and I apologise, but I did say I wanted to get this one finished. Oh man, that is really sad. Maybe that's not the message you're supposed to take away from it, but bye, little buddy. Still don't understand why she had to die. For what purpose did murdering her help anybody? Untangled Tower. Complete the game. I'm missing... Oh. Okay, there's just some things I never clicked on in game, that's fine. Ooh. I'll click through this quick. I like Sally. Hehe, there's a smiley one. I like that. I'm just clicking through this quickly, so if you want to read any of it, you can read it yourselves, basically. You can tell the character I don't like, I click through them faster. Bird hat. So, wait, hold on. So it is actually, there is a bird on her head, but she treats it like a hat. Isn't that very nice? Well, that's Tangle Tower. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Sorry for a long one, but it is the finale. Again, I wanted this one done and dusted, because frankly there's about 2 people watching it, and I think one of them is me. I have 3 horror games coming out over the next couple of days. I hope you enjoy them. And then I'll be picking up a few different new games next week. I'm still being able to put out the Monday to Sunday videos. I'm not promising those, it's just when I do have the time, I will do those, but it may be June, July before I get into the back to the place where I can go, these are definitely. So right now, again, all the schedule is definitely 1 series and definitely 2 horrors a week. That is it. Anything else, just thumbs up. If you watched this far as well, hi. Thank you. Cheers for watching, everybody. I'll link this in the description so you can play it yourself if you want. Not free, but I think it's worth it. Good luck. Take it easy.